What is going on, everybody? So I'm back today to do a video that I have not done in quite some time, which is talking about a Shudder original film. And as you all know, I'm a huge fan of Shudder. I feel like they do an amazing job supporting independent artists that are trying to put their material out there. My podcast actually recently interviewed two directors that have been featured on Shudder: Jonathan Cortas, who directed My Heart Can't Beat Unless You Tell It To, and the Addams Family films that directed Hellbender, John Adams and Toby Poser. I was able to interview both of them. They're both available on my channel and the podcast channel. They were really amazing conversations. If you want to know how those movies got made and some interesting elements about those, I definitely check those out. But I decided to review one of the new films that Shudder put out not too long ago, and the film I'm going to be discussing today is Spoonful of Sugar. Spoonful of Sugar is directed by Mercedes Bryce Morgan. Millicent, working on her thesis about children with severe allergies, is hired to babysit little Johnny, a sickly, mute child who suffers from every allergy under the sun. As she discovers Johnny's dark family secrets, things begin to become unhinged. So this movie had relatively middle of the road reviews when I was reading about it online, and I always get really excited to watch those films because there have been times where I've really liked them, and there's been times that I've also really despised them, and this is one of the cases that I really enjoyed this movie. Although I don't think it's perfect, it has some pacing issues. Some of the performance elements throughout it are a little questionable. But aside from that, I think it's a really well-structured, interesting, psychosexual movie that explores some really interesting ideas about the correlation between family trauma and abuse and sexual dynamic, drug use to treat mental illness. There's so many interesting themes that this film explores, and although I don't think it covers them all to the degree that it probably could, all of the subject matter that it grazes over is so fascinating to me. So obviously, as the film states, you have Millicent, who we're introduced to at the beginning of the film. She's a little quirky, odd, strange. People can't really tell her age. They all say she looks much younger than she actually is. So she gets hired by this family to watch their child, who, most of the time, he's in an astronaut's uniform. He doesn't speak, and the two of them form this really close, tight-knit bond. And the husband and wife that are the parents of the young boy have a really tense relationship. And at the beginning, we sort of see the relationship in the home as it pertains to the child, but also their relationship as far as it is sexually, and how different the two people are. And so introducing Millicent in there, where we're starting to find out her damaged psyche, she is prescribed LSD drops to help her with her mental state. And so that causes her to hallucinate, which then begins to question her own reality in certain circumstances. And I really love all those blurred lines between reality and what's going on inside of her head through these drug trips. And I thought all of that was handled really well. The film takes so many crazy twists and turns that the third act really took me by surprise. And also, what I really loved about this film is the visuals. The cinematography in this film is fantastic. A lot of incredible wide shots that really showcase the production design in this film, and this house, and the structure of the house, and really putting our characters into this one space. And they do such a phenomenal job at the presentation of this film. And I really love some of the weird, trippier sequences in this. The effects that are used all look really cool for what I'm imagining was a limited budget for this film. And I really love Morgan Saylor's performance as Millicent. She does a phenomenal job at being really likable at moments, but also you're constantly questioning what her motive is. And as the film continues to build up her character and we start to understand her psyche a little bit more, it becomes even more fascinating as to why she does the things that she does. And I really loved the direction that this film went. It gets very disturbing at moments. The psychosexual nature of it is so fascinating. I love movies that kind of teeter the line in questioning the animal instinct nature of sexuality, and how certain people are, and the conventions of sex. And in this, it sort of pushes the envelope between this husband and wife couple who both want very different things, and you can see that it's creating tension between them. And then how their son puts a damper in their relationship as well, because neither one of them really know how to handle that circumstance. And so all of those elements correlate into just such a fascinating hour-and-a-half long film that I appreciated the entire runtime of. And I think that if you watch this movie, you'll get something out of it as well. I really enjoyed it a lot, and I'm glad I got a chance to check it out. So have you seen Spoonful of Sugar? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you thought. I thought this movie was fantastic. I thought it was really well shot. Some of the performances were really great, and I really liked the subject matter. I thought it was really fascinating, and I always appreciate films that kind of push the envelope and what they're willing to explore. As always, if you can like the video and subscribe to the channel, it helps me out a lot and lets me know the type of content you're looking for. I'm always putting out new material and look forward to getting more out for you in the near future. And as always, everyone, thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.